Think about, if you think about like a great dancer or a great musician, the way that within the context of a kind of improvisational structure, they make new rules, right? Like y'all know Olin, a great jazz musician who kind of was a key figure in this movement called free jazz, which appeared from the outside to be a kind of chaotic flouting of all previous conceptions of what proper and legitimate jazz playing was supposed to be, you know, in the bebop era. There's this kind of great moment where Olin says, I realized when I could make a mistake that I was onto something. There's a kind of, you know, like art, you know, some surrealists and people will say stuff like, the urge to destroy is creative. And that's, I don't want to say that that's not true, but what I also want to say is that art is this relationship, it seems to me, between breaking rules and making new rules. And the key thing is that people have to be able to break and make rules. Right? So that sense of being able to make law, to legislate, right? It has to be unacknowledged, right? Because the powers that be have a vested interest in what I would call monopolizing the lawmaking function. So one way to think about the answer to the question of how we can get over or through this would be to kind of resist the monopolization of the lawmaking function. Again, and this is where violence comes back into play, where violence wouldn't simply be associated with breaking already existing laws, because what's really scary to the already existing order is the violence that corresponds to the making of new laws. To this constant improvisational way in which we figure out how to be with one another on a day-to-day basis, given different circumstances and different conditions, right? Same thing with song, right? I was like, I can't read this poem by myself. I gotta read it with other people, and we have to get together and decide how to do it. Now, I couldn't teach the class, and when Zong messed me up so bad, I can't teach anymore the way I used to. Because I was like, well, the thing about Zong is, it's aggressively making sure you know that you can't read this one like you were reading those other ones, right? And then what you have to come to grips with is like, shit, I can't read these other ones either. They don't work that way either. She's all aggressive and straightforward and upfront about it. But Shakespeare's got, in that nice, quiet, boxy kind of way of those sonnets, there's as much craziness going on in there, as much of a need for multiple voices and a social reading of that poem as anything that you get in song. But that means we have to get together and figure out how to do it. Every day. Different every day. And then people say, well, you can't do that, that's unwieldy. It's not any more unwieldy than this. The already existing order. I'm supposed to stop, I feel bad. I mean, but I'm